At the very least, we get the ball up pitch, provided we can get the throw off, which we do. And it's a good catch.
How did you make that?
He's gonna try to screen out. Screen out the whiny beavers. Oh no! Does he have an apothecary? I don't think he has one. He's gonna spend it, and he's still dead. Oh my god! Oh no! Deccan's stare bag is dead! Dead! It's another king! Oh my goodness! What is happening? See if he can get away. He cannot. He's gonna have to do this. Oh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is week number 5 in the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League Batter Bowl. We have a big game up tonight. It's Vector Victor at Berserk Circus. Each team looking for a win. If a team doesn't win tonight, they're going to be eliminated from the competition. They'll still be able to play week 6, but they will not be able to make the cut and advance to the semifinals. That includes a draw. So each team desperately looking for a win tonight. Let's take a look at their lineups. First up is Berserk Circus, coached by Dead Fred. He is coming in tonight with a 12-man roster. Pips Pippi, the legend. He is out tonight. He has a smashed hand. He will be back in week 6. But he will be replaced tonight with number 11, Scoops McAdoo. We'll see if he can live up to the legend that is Pips Pippi. 12-man roster tonight. He's got the Kislev Circus Tame Bear. Hasn't really been able to do much with him. He does have 4 SPP. We haven't seen Prehensile Tail really make much of a difference so far in this competition. Maybe it will tonight. Mighty Blow, always a good pick. A lot of big guys have it. It's very rough, and of course, being a big guy, he has a strength of 5. 2 players on the roster have block and dodge. The Amazon Blitzer and both Amazon Blitzers, rather, being Amazons and being Blitzers, they have block and dodge. One of them's leveled up. Hippolyte has a sidestep as well. Block, dodge, and sidestep is a nasty combination, particularly on offense. It allows this Blitzer to basically advance forward. With an AG of 3, they are not bad receivers. They're also not bad ball carriers. So that's something to look out for here tonight. Lots of block on this roster. It looks like 7 players with the block skill. One of them is this Norse Berserker. He's also a frenzy player. That means he gets a second block if he pushes on the first one. In fact, he has to take the second block, so he needs to be careful of his positioning. Frenzy can be very, very powerful. It can also be a very costly mistake. This player also has the jump up ability. Jump up is not bad at all. Jump up allows this Berserker to stand up for free. He doesn't have to spend 3 MA to stand up. It also allows him to take a block from prone position. When you are prone, because it takes 3 MA to stand up, that's basically a movement. And in order to block when you're prone, it has to be a blitz. Not with the jump up skill. He still has to pass an AG check, or an AG roll to do so. But that can be very, very strong, very, very powerful. You know, if he gets blocked down, if he's on the line, he can stand right back up as if he was not blocked down at all. So that's a pretty decent skill and also something to look out for. The Norse alignment here is the kicker. We also noticed the Amazon thrower here has leveled up. Mango Dare. I was deciding if her name was going to be Dade or Dare. Her name is Mango Dare. I looked it up in the books. But she is now the leader of the team. Leader gives 1 extra TRR provided she stays on the pitch. That's 3 TRRs for Berserk Circus tonight. That's a whole lot of TRRs going up against Vector Victor. 2 Sauruses fill out this roster. They have a strength of 4. Not a bad lineup at all. 3 TRRs, 1 Apothecary, just 1 Fan Factor. But this is a pretty solid lineup. This is going to be a tough lineup, I think, for Vector Victor to beat. Let's take a look at their lineup. First thing to notice is the TV differential of 250,000 gold. However, Vector Victor is going to be down a player. They're going to have to take a journeyman at least. They are down Marnak Smoky Bull, their Chaos Dwarf Bull Centaur. The Bull Centaur also out tonight with a smashed hand. He'll be back for week 6. But let's take a look at this lineup here. So 2 Brett Blitzers and 3 Chaos Dwarf blockers. They all have the block skill. The Chaos Dwarf blockers all have tackle. That could be very, very handy tonight, especially against those Amazons. The Brett Blitzers have block, have catch, and have dauntless. They have a decent stat line as well. That makes them very dangerous. The Vampire with the strength of 4 and the AG of 4. Vampires, very, very good players. They Count Hectate von Karsine. He's also the kicker. So both teams have a kicker that's going to force both teams to have to receive with at least 2 players. But just 2 Vampire Thralls to back up this Vampire. So if Berserk Circus can really take advantage of that and get those Thralls out early, particularly with the Frenzy player, it could be an option. He can lock down the Vampire and force the Vampire to either stay put turn after turn or risk failing the Bloodlust roll. A High Elf Catcher and a High Elf Thrower round out the lineup here for Vector Victor. The High Elf Thrower leveled up and took Sure Hands, which is a great skill for a kickoff return player. And the Catcher is level 2. The Catcher has Diving Catch. This allows the Catcher to catch a ball in any adjacent space. It also gives them a +1 on catches. So a great skill for a catcher naturally. But they're down a player. They've got 250k in inducement money. The lineup it's got some holes. So the Vampire only has 2 Thralls to back him up. Both Bull Centaurs are gone. One's dead, one is injured. He's down to 1 catcher and 1 thrower. The 2 Brett Blitzers are still in play, which is good. They're great blitzers and they're great receivers. Not as great as a Elven catcher, of course. So what is Vector Victor going to do? Well, Vector Victor's got 40k in the bank. He's got 250k coming in inducement money tonight. He's going to have to spend a little bit of that on a journeyman, but then he's got a lot of inducement money left. I think if Vector Victor wants to pull out a victory tonight, it's going to be in the inducement phase. He's got to figure out how to spend the money that he has. He's got to figure out what the holes in Berserk Circus lineup is and how to exploit that. I think he wants to pick up at least 1 extra team training. That'll give him a second TRR. It's going to be 3 versus 2. And I think he wants to maybe spend the money in the treasury, combine that with the rest of his inducement money, and try to pick up something else. Maybe, man, I don't know. It's a tough call. There's lots of options. Maybe he wants to pick up a Merc and get another positional out there. Maybe he wants to go whole hog and pick up that Wizard. Maybe he wants some Bloodwiser Babes to make sure that if he goes down on players, that they'll come back. He does have 3 players with a AV of 7. Maybe he wants to pick up some bribes, and then picking up those bribes, he wants to foul turn after turn and try to get the player advantage early. There's options for him, and it'll be interesting to see what War Horseman's going to pick here tonight. I think for Berserk Circus, it's really their game to lose. So they're going to have effectively 3 TRRs in this game. They've got the Apothecary. They've got a full roster. They've got an extra player. I think what they want to do is if Vector Victor doesn't pick up any extra team training in the inducement phase, just sit back and let them make the mistake. Let them spend that TRR and bring them down to 0. Otherwise, I think he wants to go after key marks. You know, the AV7 players, we just talked about that. They are the easiest to take off the pitch. If you can take out the Vampire Thralls, if they're going to be handed to you, take them out. And then you can lock down the Vampire. If that catcher is going to go downfield undefended, go after the catcher. Try to take the catcher off the pitch. Try to leverage your skills. Make smart use of the Norse Berserker. And if he does that, I think he can come out ahead. For Vector Victor, there's a whole ton of AV7 on Berserk Circus's lineup. If he can get that player advantage, which is why I say if he wants to go after those bribes, that might be a viable option. Go after those bribes, try to foul early, try to get some of these players off the pitch. There's a ton of AV7. If he can do it tonight, maybe he pulls out a win. But both teams need a win. If whoever loses tonight, or if it's a draw, whoever doesn't win doesn't advance. So a big game tonight for both coaches. And let's see if they're ready to go. I think they are. I've already forgotten their names. Oh, I can look them up by team. The Ranger says, I believe Scoops McAdoo is the sideline reporter for Berserk Circus. They must have signed him to an emergency contract. So it looks like there's a technical issue at the moment that the coaches are sorting out. Claffy says maybe he's on loan from the News Team 6 if he's a reporter. Maybe so. Jedi George asks, I just got here. The real question is, what's Pip's replacement's name? It's Scoops McAdoo. Give me just a second. I'm going to help out the coaches on Discord here. It looks like they're having trouble in voice chat. All right, we'll see if they can get. They're having some audio issues at the moment. Hopefully, we can get that sorted, and we'll get this game underway. But yeah, it's a big game. I think this is our first elimination game of the competition. Again, both Vector Victor and Berserk Circus need a win tonight in order to stay alive. If neither team wins, or if one team loses and they're eliminated, they still will get to play week 6, so they can spend that last week beating up on someone. But remember, the Battle Bowl is a one-off competition. It's sort of the interstitial competition between seasons, so it's just good fun, and I think this is a great competition to sort of get a feel for the game, and just check some dice and have some fun. We'll see if they've got sorted out here in just a second. Let's see. Not quite yet. We got a new audio setup here. Speaking of audio, we got a new audio setup here, so hopefully the audio will be better. We've got a new mic, plus we've got a new mixing option. So hopefully, you know, when we do have coaches on Discord, they should be louder and clearer, and the game audio should now be separated from anything else, so there should be no others like computer sounds or anything. So hopefully it sounds better, and you know, the audio won't be quiet and stuff. So hopefully we have that sorted out. Coaches still aren't ready. Let's take a look at these lineups again while they're getting sorted. We'll see if we can't try to figure out a strategy for Vector Victor. So Vector Victor had some players to level up. They did. Let's see what he took. Coaches are still trying to sort out their audio issues, and that's fine. Cliffy says, so far so good, Ava. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, hopefully the audio should be better going forward. Jedi George says, reminds me of the Ardents of Nuffle lineup. Vector Victor's lineup does? So let's see. Let's see. War Horseman, what can he do? So he's got... Who did he level up? He's got the catcher. The catcher and the thrower were already leveled up. He leveled up the... Did we already catch the level ups, I guess? It was probably the vampire. Took kick on the vampire, that's fine. Kicker's a good skill. Kicker's a great skill. Kicker can effectively eliminate a turn from your opponent. So kicker makes a kick more accurate. So if your opponent's only receiving with one player, or he doesn't have a kickoff return player, generally you have to pull two players back to receive, just so he doesn't lose that turn. Otherwise, you can kick to the offside, or to the side where the receiver is not, or even kick into the corner, and the receiver has to spend a turn going back to the ball and picking it up and moving forward. Jedi George says he can smash a hole, then run those Brett Blitzers right down the wide zone. Sure, but then he'd have to dedicate himself to the wide zone. But yeah, I mean, that's an option. Cleffy says he took a vampire. I was planning on getting one. Now I'm just trying to get back to the same player count I started with. I think week 6. I only have 2 journeymen instead of the 3 I had last week. Jedi George says I fell for that like 3 times last week. Yeah, I mean, it's true. The Brett Blitzers can be tricksy players. I love them. I don't really like Brett as a team, but the Blitzers themselves, I think, are great players. I mean, they've got a great stat line combined with those skills, right? Like, MA of 7 is super fast. Strength of 3, AG of 3 is fine. AV of 8 is fine. And then you have block, catch, and dauntless. I mean, they're really good. They're just expensive. All right. Jedi George says, I didn't think much of dauntless before this competition. Yeah, it's a great skill. I really think War Horseman here wants to go after these AV7 players. Like, I think he just needs to murder some people. I think he wants to stay away from the Blitzers. The Blitzers are going to be in his face, of course, but they're going to be hard to take off the pitch. Like, they're AV7, sure, but block and dodge makes it really tough to knock them down. I think if he can go after some of these other players instead, If he can get a block on the thrower, by all means, that's priority number one. Take the thrower off the pitch. That takes a TRR off the pitch as well. Otherwise, go after the easy hits, right? Go after the skink. Go after, if you can't go after the skink, go after the kicker. If you can't go after the kicker, go after, you know, someone else that's high dollar but easy to take out. I think that's what he has to do, and he has to be careful not to open up holes in doing it. But I do think he needs to get that player advantage, and I think he probably wants to do that ASAP. I think he wants to take some bribes tonight. I think that's the play. Take extra team training, spend what you've got in your treasury, and take a bribe or two, or one. I don't think you can afford two. Coaches are still figuring out their audio issues. Cliffy says, I've had good luck with running them down the sidelines with relatively little defense and then using the blitz dodge to get out of it. It's definitely a risky move. But the Dwarves, I have tried to tie people down to minimize the players that can blitz them and hope for a push. I think tactically both teams are going to want to play standard blitz bowl tonight. Standard cage. I think War Horseman has got the catcher and the thrower. He can try to leverage that catcher. I think it's going to be risky to just send the catcher. When you have two catchers on either side of the line, you can send both them down pitch relatively easily, because by doing that, your opponent has to make a decision. If he covers both, he's got to pull so many people off the line that it opens up the running game. But with only one catcher, it becomes a little more risky, especially if that catcher doesn't have block and dodge, because then he can pull, significantly less players off the line. If you're moving a catcher to one side, you're probably favoring that side, which allows him to then collapse his defense a little bit, which effectively makes his defense even stronger. And you can't defend that catcher. So you can try to run a gambit with one catcher. I think I did this 2 weeks ago, and it worked out. But you can have a catcher to one side, run him down pitch, and then you can have your cage or your thrower on the other side. This really only works in good weather, because then you can get that longer throw going. So you can try to trick the defense to kind of go in the wrong direction, and then you can threaten that pass or just run the opposite side. If the weather doesn't work out for that doesn't work at all. So that might be an option, but I think he wants to save that catcher. I think that catcher probably wants to hang out with the cage and then break out when he gets a chance. But yeah, I think fouling's the name of the game tonight. We'll see if he wants to do that or not. Let's see if the players are ready to go. Not yet. Not yet. All right, well, we'll take a break for a couple of minutes while I get that sorted. I'll see if I can help them out. The stream will continue, but we'll be back in, I don't know, a couple of minutes. All right, all the audio issues have been sorted out and they are about to get underway. So their inducement phase is going to start. We don't get to see it, unfortunately. Again, I say this every game, but I really hope they change that in Blood Bowl 3. I think the inducement phase is one of the... it's an important part of the game, and B, it's one of my favorite parts of the game, especially in a game like tonight. The inducement phase might be where the game is won or lost. So I really hope, Side-eyed if you're listening, let us watch the inducement phase. Hank the Ranger says, odds on Scoops McAdoo scoring? I give it, you know what? I give it 50-50. Claffy says, if the Bretonians were a team of 11 blitzers, they would be ridiculous, but they basically have 4 amazing players and the rest are all meh. Yeah, I don't like them. I really don't like Brett. I think people don't give Fend enough credit. I think Fend on the lineman's pretty good. But the team as a whole, like the team cohesion's just not there, in my opinion. Either that or it's just not my play style. Alright, so the coaches are still in the inducement phase, and I am very excited to see what Vector Victor takes. Still in inducements. Man, oh man. If I were a fly on the wall. Claffy says, well, they don't have a passer, they, as in Bretonia. They don't have a passer, that's why they have been amazing for me, because I could take good throwers to make use of them. Normally you have what? The blitzers throwing the ball to each other, that's not as good. Yeah, I mean, I think another thing that a lot of coaches don't realize is that passes don't always have to be long passes. You get a +1 on a short pass. I'm sorry, on a quick pass. So, they're not so bad at that. But I don't really think they're a passing team. Alright, it looks like Berserk Circus will be on defense. 3 TRs for Berserk Circus. They've got the fame advantage. War Horseman. Was all he able to get is 1 TRR? Let's see. Does he have anybody else on? Oh no, is that really all he could afford? Did he leave the rest of the money on the table? Did he not spend any money out of his treasury? Oh, I don't know if I like that. We'll see. Unless he's got a player that I'm missing. But it looks like he only has the 1 journeyman. Alright, well he'll be up against a 5-man line here. 2 ends. The Norse lineman on either end. The 2 Strength 4 Sauruses in the guard position with the bear, of course. Or in the defensive tackles, the outer defensive tackles here. And then the tame bear right up the middle. 3-man line, it looks like he's going to counter with. It looks like he doesn't want to tangle with all that strength. Where is the kicker? All right, so the kicker's still available. 2 thralls are in the half-pack position along with the vampire right behind them. Wow. Needs to be careful here. He's got a lot of players up on the line. But both teams have a kicker. Where is the kicker? Oh no! Berserk Circus kicker is out of position, so they're not going to be able to use him. Here's the kick. Brilliant coaching. Both teams get an extra team reroll. Vector Victor really wants that. But still a great kick regardless. So an error in play there. The kicker was in the wide zone. He wasn't able to be used, but still got a great kick out of it. So now Vector Victor is going to have to spend a turn going back to this ball, and if they're going to do it with the vampire, a thrall needs to come with him, or else he risks losing the vampire. He's going to spend a turn taking the thrower back into the position, so I think that is fair. The thrower does have sure hands. He's going to bring the vampire back by himself. Wow. Hank the Ranger says, good kick by Scoops. I heard he played kicker in college. Wow, sending lots of players back to this ball. Vector Victor needs to be careful of giving up yardage here. So he's not going to have a lot of players up on the line. This is going to give Berserk Circus potentially an opportunity to come swooping down on this contingency by the ball, or this contingent by the ball. 2-die block on the end over on the right-hand side. This is going to be a push against the number 8 lineman. It's not going to be able to take any blocks on this line. It's going to move to get an assist on this lineman. That's only going to be a 1-die block, unless he brings someone else in. Why is that a 2-die block? Oh, it's a 2-die block because of the Brett Blitzer here. Good stun. Both thralls move back toward the ball, and now not a whole lot on the line here. Berserk Circus, turn 1, 4 TRRs. That was a 2-die block due to the Brett Blitzer here. The Brett Blitzer was in the Circus' tackle zone, so the Circus doesn't give an assist. Berserk Circus now deciding what they want to do. 2-die block at the line with the Tame Bear. This is going to be a push against the Brett Blitzer. I have to imagine this whole line's going to advance forward. No, the Tame Bear is going to stay put. 2-die block on the left-hand side of the line. This is going to be a clean hit. AV of 9. Final block on the line. This will be on the right-hand side. 2-die block. This will work out. And he follows up with the Lizard Man there. The Saurus follows up. He has a tackle zone on the Hobgoblin. And Clypheus says, what? Oh no, double skulls. He'll have to spend a TRR. He got a free one. He might be considering not spending the TRR. I think he wants to, yeah. Good hit against the Brett Blitzer. And Clypheus says, well, the dwarf doesn't have dodge? Wow, great KO! Is the Apothecary going to be spent? The Apothecary is spent, and that's it. Turn 1, the Apothecary is spent for Vector Victor. Dwarfs known for their dodges. If a dwarf is known for anything, it's their dodging ability. Berserk Circus gets a tackle zone on number 2. So Vector Victor only picked up an extra team training. 2-die block on the left end here. Frenzy follow-up. Good use of Frenzy, and this will be a good hit. Wow, that's a good stun, too, against Badrak Metal Spine. Clypheus says, I remember Merrick telling me about how he was constantly trying to dodge the scene in Season 1. I wouldn't say Season 1. In the first competition, sure. But, man, literally everyone has awful stories about their first competition. 23 seconds to play in turn number 1. Scoops McAdoo moves forward. Doesn't cross the line just yet. Not that bold. Turn 2 to Vector Victor. Losing some yardage here on offense. They need to get this ball caged up and start threatening something against this defense. Cliffy says, Scoops is just not Pips to me. Looks like Vector Victor's going to cage up on the 18. On the 18-yard line. Yes, indeed. Cliffy says, you can put someone in this position, but you can never replace Pip's Pippy. It's very true. All right, now he's got a decision with his line here. His line's in trouble. It's getting pushed out of position aggressively here on the right-hand side. He's got to find a way. He's got to find a way to do something. Like there's going to be pressure coming down on this cage that he's not going to be able to fight back for too long. So he needs to figure something out. Even just 1 or 2 turns. If he wants to threaten a pass, 1 or 2 turns will do it. But he's got to have a plan. Hank the Ranger said smart. He didn't have to move the vamp there. Yeah, that is a good play. And now the thralls are with the vampire. This isn't bad either. But if he wants to keep the cage intact, he'll need a 5th man because the vampire's on the cage. But that is a good play for this turn, indeed. Brett Blitzer dodges out and gets in front of the number 2 Blitzer in the left wide zone. One dive block back at the line on the right-hand side. He's going to take it. He took the both down result, but he tried to block a player with the block skills, so that's going to be a turnover. Turn 2 for Berserk Circus. Circus with plenty of options here. The bear wide open at center pitch. He's going to get a couple of blocks on these dwarves. He's got players in the left and the right wide zone. He can't get super crazy, but he can get really aggressive here and try to snatch this ball away from Vector Victor. Clayface asks, what's the Bears' big guy downside? He is boneheaded. I think that's boneheaded. Yeah, he's boneheaded. Two-die block by the Saurus over on the right-hand side of the soon-to-be not line. That's going to result in a push. He pushes him towards center pitch. The line is basically dissolved at this point. 1 minute to play in turn 2. Blitz is still on the table. The Norse lineman moves down the pitch a little bit further. He's going to start trying to apply some pressure on the right side of this cage. The number 8 lineman, he moves right in front of the blitzer. Two-die block by the second Saurus. This, too, will result in a push. And so those defensive tackles are just marching down the field with their high strength. Good play by Berserk Circus. Here comes the blitz. Two-die blitz. He's going to take the push. Frenzy follow-up, but oh boy. Those are two really good frenzy plays. So now the Brett Blitzer has a decision to make. If he can't get an assist, he's going to have to push him towards the sideline. Yeah, if he can't get an assist or something, he's going to get surfed. So, very good play there by Dead Fred and Berserk Circus. Yeah, you can see, you know, we just talked about how Berserk Circus can't get super duper crazy here on the aggression. He's keeping some players back in his secondary just to defend against receivers. I think this is really good play by Berserk Circus. I think this is fantastic defense. Lots of tackle zones, closing down on this cage, removing options from Vector Victor. Cleffy says, wow, that's good play. He pushed that blitzer 3 spaces over to prep a surf. Yeah, that was fantastic. Gets the vampire movement out of the way. Just barely succeeds on the bloodlust roll. He's going to shift laterally to the right. So he's not going to get any yardage out of this. So he still needs to have a plan for this cage. He's going to end up with one player in a tackle zone right here. So the cage moves over into the right wide zone. What is the play? What does Vector Victor plan to do? He's got to try to save this Brett Blitzer. Yeah, this isn't going to work. This doesn't give the assist due to the... Yeah, it's going to be a one-die block. He's got to do it. Gets a push out of it, but it's going to be a sidestep. I think he probably sidesteps here. And we'll see if the blitzer follows up. Yeah, so that's... I think that's a great call. Great use of the sidestep by Berserk Circus. So the blitzer saved for the moment, but he may still get surfed on turn 3. Which is coming up shortly. 3 players left. We'll see if Vector Victor wants to do anything with them. I think he needs to try to dodge this blitzer out and get him down pitch. Or blitz with him. Has the blitz been used? Blitz with him. Nope, he's going to blitz. Instead, the skink. This will not work. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not the skink. My apologies, Cassipi the Seducer. You're not a skink. I understand that. I'm apologizing. I'm sorry. The Amazon Blitzer. She has block and dodge. So it's tough to bring her down. And that'll be it. Turn 3 coming up. Clefia says that's the tallest skink I've ever seen. So the skink scoops McAdoo, moves over to give the assist against the block on the number 5 blitzer. We might see that first. Now, see, this is really good play too. So Dead Fred has a plan. He's shifting his secondary over to the right. He's doing his free actions first, the actions that don't require any die rolls. Gets that big tame bear right in front of the cage, ties up the whole front of the cage. So he opted not to get the assist on the block against the Thrall, which might be okay. He could take that 1-die block because he has the block skill and the Thrall doesn't. That might be a decent trade. There's that assist on the Brett Blitzer. So now it's going to be a 2-die frenzy block against the Brett Blitzer. Oh, he was really looking for the push, but he'll take the knockdown. Decent stun. Cleffa says, man, even if he's lucky, he's barely going to be able to get that player out of the way. Even more importantly, Berserk Circus here is locking down this Brett Blitzer. One of only 2 on the team. One of the 2 of really the only real threats. There is a catcher somewhere. Where is the catcher? Where is the catcher? I could have sworn there was a catcher. There it is. The catcher's on the cage, unfortunately. So really, the only receiving threats at the moment are the two blitzers. This catcher, I think being on the cage isn't going to help too much. Yeah, that Circus comes down. Here's that pressure on that cage we were talking about. One die block on the corner, and that worked out due to the block skill. We just talked about that. Wow, what a stun against Tanik Waisaki here on the front left corner of the cage. Two die block a little bit further ahead. That'll be a good block against the number 7 Amazon Blitz. I'm sorry, against the Chaos Dwarf blocker. Was that not a good block? Oh, there we go. All right. SP Beaver, just subscribe. Thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate it. 6-month champion. 6-month literal champion. He is the Chaos Cup champion. 2-die block back at center pitch. This will be a good block against Chaos Dwarf blocker. So I think if this catcher wanted to stay in the cage, so I think the catcher wanted to be the 5th man on this cage, right? So you have a cage, you have the catcher with it. If you wanted to play the running game with the cage, then that catcher's safe, and you could bust the catcher out for a throw. But having him on the corner of the cage really doesn't make him too effective as a catcher. Hank the Ranger says lots of stuns for the Circus. Yes, indeed. Vector Victor with their work cut out for them now. They're going to have to do something. They're not going to be able to protect this ball. Probably even for one more turn. If they're lucky, one more turn. They've got to move downfield. Vector Victor moves some players forward. Is he thinking about some dodges? What's going on? What's the plan? He's got 2 high-strength players knocking on his door. If everything stays exactly as it is right now, then that's a 2-die block against the vampire, followed up by a 2-die blitz on the ball carrier. So he's got to do something. He's got to move this ball. Cleffy says, I hope his play doesn't revolve around passing to a dwarf. Anything can happen. If you're new to Blood Bowl, natural 6s are successes and natural 1s are failures. So even if you have the worst agility or the worst, anything, it can happen. We saw a Treeman catch a ball. Treeman have an agility of 1. Hank the Ranger says, any standing thralls near the vamp? Yeah, there's 1. But now he's tied up. And so he's moved next to the vampire. So if the vampire is going to move and fails his bloodlust roll, he really can't go anywhere. He could go over here, I guess. Catcher moves laterally to the left. Here's a throw. Throws to the catcher. Wow, but now that catcher is in real trouble. SBP first, I don't think he's going the wrong way. Got all turned around. So a desperate attempt to get rid of that ball, but the catcher, really no way to defend the catcher. So now he's staring at a 2-die block coming back. Yeah, here's the assist. All 3 of these players have the block skill. So I think we'll see a 2-die Amazon Blitzer Blitz. SP Beaver says, can you get a 3-die block? I don't know if it's worth it, but maybe. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6. So he'd need 2. He'd need these 2 and then 2 more to make it a 3-die block. Number 9 thrower, Mango Dare, moves forward. It's just tying up the Hobgoblin. Here comes the blitz. 2-die blitz on the catcher. This could be a TD. This is a good hit. Where will the ball scatter? Excellent scatter. 2 GFIs if he wants to score now. Does he want to, though? I don't know if he wants to. I think he might just want to protect the ball. He's going to try to pick it up. 1 GFI scores. There it is. He did it. 1-0. Berserk Circus scores in the half that they were on defense. Well done by Berserk Circus. Berserk Circus really. Hank the Ranger says good TD, immense pressure. Yes, indeed. Berserk Circus really took advantage of the situation when Vector Victor pulled so many players back to get on this ball. Berserk Circus saw that opportunity and took advantage of it. He didn't overcommit, but he was able to put a lot of pressure on that cage, and I think it was really well played. Excellent defense by Berserk Circus. Cliffy says, and that was without anyone lowering the GFI failure rate, too. So now Vector Victor's going to get the second quarter to try to tie this game up. Very similar defensive line. He pulled one defensive end off the line. Vector Victor with 1 to receive right now. He needs 2. Let's see if Berserk Circus, yeah, learned a lesson. Learned from the mistake in the first drive. Put that kicker back in a position where he can be used. And now Vector Victor going strong on the right-hand side. Wow. Everybody on the line. Oh my goodness. 5-man line. 3 in the right wide zone, 2 in the left. But remember, Berserk Circus has a kicker. So this ball may very well be going into the corner. But we'll see what happens. Hank the Ranger says can't have 3 wide. That is correct. You need 3 on the line, and you can have a max of 2 in either wide zone. That is true. Here's the kick. Where's the ball going? I have to imagine the ball's going to go over here. 3 TRRs for each team remaining in this first half. Scoops McAdoo. Brilliant coaching. Berserk Circus gets an extra team reroll. Vector Victor didn't want that. Not a bad kick at all. And indeed, the kick did go into the left corner here. But it's not too far away, so Vector Victor doesn't mind too much. But what's the plan here with so many players on the line? Going right for the pickup right off the bat. He's going to move the thrower forward. Thrower moves up. Doesn't take his full movement. Hank the Ranger says both teams have plenty of TRRs for the remaining quarter. They do indeed. Berserk Circus has 1 for every turn. Vector Victor has 3 left out of their 4 remaining turns, this one being one of them. Looks like he doesn't want to move that thrower too close. He's going to leave him 1 behind. Wow, that's the Chaos Dwarf blocker behind the blitzer. Are we going to see a blitz against the number 2 Amazon blitzer? If he wanted to blitz, it might have been better to blitz with the Chaos Dwarf blocker due to the block skill. No! He's going to protect the catcher with the Chaos Dwarf blocker. Fair enough. It's going to threaten the passing play here. Vampire moves forward to tie up both Norse linemen right near the right wide zone. Another Thrall moves forward to tie up, to get a second tie up on the Blitzer. Now here's the Blitz. One die Blitz. That's going to be a dodge push. Wow, what a risky Blitz. What a risky Blitz. Two die Blitz on the line. That's going to work out. So that was a failed Dauntless roll, I suppose, and then ended up as a one die Blitz. Tried to take out the leader, but to no avail. That might be it for Vector Victor. We'll see. But Vector Victor, once again, is going to be facing some pressure here against the ball carrier. We'll see if this works out here with the threat of the catcher. Moves the other Thrall over to the left. That's the turn. Turn 5 for Berserk Circus. SP Beaver says, can anyone reach him? Yeah, the SARS here could reach him on 2 GFIs. 2 die block against the Brett Blitzer at center. This will be a push. He'll push him over here, I have to imagine. Yes, indeed. And he'll follow up. No, he doesn't follow up. Interesting. SP Beaver lowered the GFI failure rate from 900% to 99%. He wants to see this thrower knocked to the ground. He wants to see some teeth knocked out. It's a 2 die blitz. It's a 2 die 2 GFI blitz if he wants to take it. Can he make it better? Not without a dodge. Man, I might do it because the thrower doesn't have dodge or block. I might just go in on him. Hank the Ranger says, I wouldn't blitz the ball carrier. He can't get the ball if he knocks him down. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you know what? The thrower's AV8. I was going to say, if he's AV7 and he's the thrower, take the block. Maybe you can ruin his life. You can take him out of the game or worse. But he's AV8, so you might be right. Two die block on the right-hand side of the line. This is not going to work out. You have to spend the TRR. Wow, double skulls. 2 both down results followed by double skulls. That's going to be end of the drive for Berserk Circus. Turn 6 for Vector Victor. They caught a little bit of a break here on the dice. They'll be able to advance the thrower. I think they can score. Yeah, they'll be able to advance the thrower to try to throw to the passer. I think they're going to want to take a 2 die blitz on Scoops first. Maybe they want to pass first and then take a 2 die blitz on Scoops, and then they'll have 1 GFI to score. SP Peeper says, I wasted my points lowering the GFI, and he didn't even try for the blitz. What a jerk. Oh, wow! Tried to dodge with the Chaos Dwarf blocker. It's not... Wow! Wow! So was that a blitz? Yeah, that was a blitz. Wow, he dodged with the Chaos Dwarf blocker. That was a 1/3 chance on success. He had to spend the TRR for it, but it worked out. He knocked down Scoops. He's still got the pass to do if he wants to score on this turn. Which, I mean, why not? I don't know what his chances are of protecting the ball carrier if he doesn't. Wow, the dodge worked out. Got the blitz on Scoops McAdoo. All he needed to do was get him out of the way, but he knocked him to the ground. He's taking his free actions first. This is good, smart play. moving players who are free to move. Takes a 2-die block. Wow, he's going to risk these block dice. He's got to take the push result, but now he's going to get a sidestep. And he's in... Yeah, I wouldn't have taken this block. Hank Range says no TRRs left this turn, dude. Yeah, no TRRs left, and now he's got to do 2 dodges with the catcher if he wants to score. $30 seconds left for Vector Victor. Is the plan to score? Hank the Ranger asks, does the catcher have nerves of steel? Nope, the catcher has diving catch. Has catch and diving catch. 8 seconds left. Thrower's moving into position. Ready for the pass. Here's the pass. Will it be good? No rerolls. He won't get it on the throw and he won't get it on the catch anyway because they have the skills. So technically he does have rerolls. Diving catch worked out. Now he gets to try to score. 3 seconds. Oh no! No score. And now. I think if he can get a player in a position here, I think he takes the 1-die block against the catcher to try to surf him. Lifey says, oh man, is he going to get surfed? I think so. Stand up to the first order of business here on turn 6 for Berserk Circus. Right now it's an uphill block against the catcher, but he can make it a 1-die block. And he has the block skill. And the catcher doesn't have block or dodge. So he dodges out the thrower. It looks like he wants to take the block on the Chaos Dwarf blocker, perhaps? He can move the Berserker into position. He's going to take a 2-die block back at center pitch. Cliffy says, heck, a 1-die block is probably fine. Yeah, indeed. Like, I think he needs to go for it. Good block against the Brett Blitzer back at the center pitch line. "45 seconds left in turn number 6. Dead Fred. Considering options. Does he see the potential to surf the catcher? SB Beaver prays to Nuffle. He does. There it is. There it's not. So the Saurus is going to tie up the Chaos Dwarf blocker. Gonna take a 2-die blitz on the Brett Blitzer. He can get it here, I think. No, he can't. Hank the Wrench says, I'd take the 1-die with the TRR. I would too, but he can't do it now. Yeah. Turn 7. Vector Victor stays alive here. He doesn't have the dodge skill, but he does have an AG of 4, and he has a TRR. He's got a whole lot of dodges to do. 2-die block. Again against the Blitzer, but now this Blitzer's going to sidestep in front of the catcher. Well, maybe not in front of the catcher. Maybe in front of the catcher. Yeah, he's going to sidestep right in front of the catcher. So now the sideline is closed off. And if he wants to score with the catcher, he's got a whole lot of dodging. 5 dodges to take. Or he could make it 4 dodges where one's -3. Or he could make it 4 dodges where 2 are -2 and one's -1. Takes a 1 die block. He's going to have to spend the TRR. That'll keep the drive alive, but now he's out a TRR. I wonder why he's not trying to score with the catcher. He might be afraid of losing his last catcher. Brett Blitzer, the number 4 Brett Blitzer crosses the center line and ties up the number 6 lineman Bo Ulf. Not a lot of action going on the right-hand side of the pitch. Everybody's just kind of hanging out, drinking tea, talking about their families, showing baby pictures to each other. 22 seconds left for Vector Victor. Hank the Ranger says eating chips. Someone made a homemade salsa, brought it onto the pitch. 12 seconds left for Vector Victor. They've got to do something. Here it is. Dodge number 1 failed. Had to try something. Wow, no. It was actually dodge number 3 that failed. He went for the -1, -3, -1 positive dodge route. He actually passed the... Oh, no, he failed the -3 one. So... Oh, no, he failed the -1 one. So he passed the -3 one. But didn't work out. Opted for 4 dodges instead of 5. And now Berserk Circus is going to be able to secure this ball and prevent, with any luck, Vector Victor from scoring on this half. There's a big old block happening against this Chaos Dwarf blocker. 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 die block he can take on the Chaos Dwarf blocker if he wishes to. Yes, indeed. And that's going to work out. Hank the Ranger says, Circus has a clear pass to the bear if he can pick up the ball. He sure does. Good ball pickup. Is he going to get rid of this ball? I think he has to. I think he's got to, at the very least, just move away from the end zone. .45 seconds left in turn number 7. Berserk Circus weighing up their options. What do they want to do? Does he think he can defend the ball where he's at? Maybe he does. Hank the Ranger says, I'd run towards the salsa party. I would too. I would if I didn't have the ball. 17 seconds left. Yeah, there he is. Mango Dare runs downfield. I think that's good enough. We'll see if he tries to throw for the SVP. Nope, he's going to protect the ball carrier. The bear moves back to set up a faux cage. 2 die block back at center pitch. This will be a good block against the Castorf blocker number 2. One die block against the Brett Blitzer, both standing result. Scoops McAdoo. He moves forward. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of taking a hit. Turn 8 for Vector Victor. Final turn of the first half. We'll see if Vector Victor can maybe get someone free to go after Scoops. can he? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Double skulls on the left-hand side of the pitch. He'll have to spend his final TRR. Gets a push out of it. All the TRRs are gone for Vector Victor. Berserk Circus leaving at least 2 on the table this half. One minute, 27 seconds left for Vector Victor. They're just looking for hits at this point. Well, if they get lucky. So they could GFI the thrower into the end zone. And then just try to go after this ball carrier. Hope. Do they have enough players to do it? So they do. So he can just send the catcher into the end zone. Maybe try the blitz with the thrall and then see what you can do with the thrower. SP Beaver says blitz and hope with the thrall. Clifey says that definitely sounds like a plan Ava would have. One die block over in the right wide zone. The salsa party's breaking up. Gets a dodge push by the vampire. I mean, why not? Why not try it? Vector Victor is going to be on defense going into the second half. I think, and they're eliminated from the competition. Yeah, here's the blitz. Oh boy. Oh, it's only a push. He doesn't have the TRR left. Good effort. You know what? Good effort. I would have done exactly that. And then the thrower could have. Hopefully that was a decent scatter. The thrower could hopefully come in and pick it up. Catcher stands up. He'll, I guess, run away. No, he's gonna stay in the fray. One die block in the right wide zone. This will be a push. SP Beaver says, I would not have followed up there. That bear does not look nice. Yeah, he's not. Flaffy says it's a tame bear. I'm sure it's fine. Wow. Turn 8 KO for Vector Victor. Well done. Is the apothecary going to be spent? Nope. I think that is the first player advantage on the pitch. I think it's 11v10 in Vector Victor's favor. That won't last for long, however. Berserk Circus has a player in reserve. And Threader says, I see an attempted dwarf surf in the future. Yes, indeed. Turn 8 for Berserk Circus. I think the first order of business is going after this dwarf. Yes, indeed. 2 die block. This will be enough. Will the dwarf stay alive? He does. Good surf, though. One minute, 38 seconds left in the first half. Berserk Circus is up 1-0. The bear fails his boneheaded roll. And that is lucky for, for Vector Victor. Their thrall has been spared the bear's wrath. Is Scoops McAdoo going to get in on this action? SP Beaver says, who's that Pips wannabe out there? It's Scoops McAdoo! Clifey says, take the blitz, not with Pips. Take the blitz, not with Pips. 1 minute to play in the first half. Take the blitz, not with Pips. Gonna take the blitz. One die blitz. This will work out. Going after the thrower. High dollar player. Doesn't get anything out of it, but good show. And he's going to follow up to get the 2-die block on the Kastorf blocker. That's excellent play. Well done by Dead Fred. Dead Fred playing, I think, his best game of Blood Bowl all competition tonight. Frenzy follow-up against the Kastorf blocker. He's going to get a knockdown this time. Didn't get anything out of it, but that's great play. What a great play by Dead Fred. Took the blitz, took the skilled 1-die blitz, moved the blitzer into position to assist on the 2-die frenzy block, to assist on both blocks. Really good play. 26 seconds left in the half. Hank the Ranger says, blame the team that hurt Pips. Hey now, let's not blame anyone. We don't need to pass blame. Who really is to blame, really? When you think about it, when you really think about it, who's to blame for Pip's smashed hand? Honestly, I can't think of a single person or a team that would be to blame. Pass by Mango Dare. This is not gonna, well, he's got a TRR. He's gonna spend it trying to pick up some TRR here. Some TRR, some SPP. And it works out. Well done. Scoops McAdoo. He's going to run downfield to show... Wow, and he risked the GFIs. To show you what he can do. Hank the Ranger says, run, Scoops, run. He took those GFIs just to say, hey, you know what? This is what I'm capable of. Vector Victor does not kick back their knocked out player, unfortunately. And so Vector Victor is going to be down a player. Wait, are they? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They are not down a player. All right, it's 11v11. Vector Victor on defense here. 3 TRRs for Dead Fred, 2 for Vector Victor. Hank the Ranger says they are both yellow. It's maddening. Yeah, I really can't tell the two teams apart except for the circles. Vector Victor going with a wide 3-man line at the moment. We'll see if he sticks with it. Vector Victor's got the problem of going up against that strength. Berserk Circus can put 3 high-strength players on the line. They have the Bear at strength 5, and they have the 2 Sarses at strength 4. SP Beaver says, I came in late and thought Victor was about to score on turn 4 and then realized it was the wrong end of the pitch. Clafius asks, is there a way to make one team change into away colors? That, you know what, that's a great idea that I hope they add the BB3. That's a great idea. 3-man line. It's offset to the left for Vector Victor. Berserk Circus is just going to stack some players up. He's bringing an assist against the Kastorf blocker. He might have a plan for that. He might just want to fill that gap. 4-man offensive line for Berserk Circus at the moment against this 3-man defensive line. Nope. He says, you know what? I'm just going to go toe-to-toe. I've got more strength. I got 2-die blocks across the board. Where is Vector Victor's kicker? Vector Victor's kicker is the Vampire, so he is in play. Berserk Circus will likely set 2 back to receive, just like that. So Berserk Circus strong on the left-hand side right now. Very strong on the left-hand side. We'll see if this is a gambit. We'll see if Berserk Circus might try to shimmy to the right. or if Vector Victor is going to have an opportunity to collapse their defense. If they do, wow, only one back to receive. Hank the Ranger asks, is either star skilled? No, they are not. They're both level 1. They have block, tackle, and thick skull. All right, 2 back to receive. 5 seconds left. Spreads out his offense a little more traditionally now. Fair enough. I think that's a fair enough setup. He's going to get a whole bunch of blocks on the line. 5 blocks right at center pitch. And here's the kickoff. We'll see where the ball goes. SB Peaver demands death. He says the imposter, not Pips, must go. Hank the Ranger hoping for sweltering heat. There's a chance of a touchback here, but I think this is a pretty good kick. Let's see what happens. Brilliant coaching. Both teams get an extra team reroll. I think Vector Victor's fine with that. There's the touchback. And so the ball's going to go into the hands of Mango Dare. And the second half is going to get underway here. Hank the Ranger boos. He wanted sweltering heat. Boo. Boo. Heat stroke. 2-die block on the right wide zone. This is going to be a good knockdown against one of the 2 Brett Blitzers. Both Brett Blitzers are facing a 2-die block, and the entire line of Kasdorf blockers also facing 2-die blocks. Block number 1 was good. Block number 2 fails due to boneheading. He's not going to spend the TRR due to the loner's skill. Loner means if you want to spend a reroll, you first have to roll a die, and you have a 50-50 shot of even being able to take the reroll. And whether you can or not, you still spend it. 2-die block in the left wide zone against the second Brett Blitzer. Also a good knockdown. Block number 4. This is against the left Kasdorf blocker. This will be a push. SP Beaver asks, can the fans get a reroll for the kickoff event? I don't understand. Final block at the line coming up. 2-die block on the right-hand side. That'll be a push as well. And now what to do? Oh, SP Beaver demands sweltering heat. What's a reroll? I see. Let's just storm the pitch. Let's yell at the gods. We demand sweltering heat. Berserk Circus now contemplating what he wants to do with the ball carrier. Probably thinking about a cage up. Is he going to send anyone down pitch? Maybe. Did he have a thrower at some point? Yeah, no. SP Beaver prays to Nuffle. He wants the weather to change. Berserk Circus, I could have sworn Berserk Circus had a thrower. I guess not. I'm sorry, not thrower, catcher. I suppose not. Here we go. He's going to cage up at center pitch, offset to the left. We'll see who fills in the rear. Is it going to be Scoops McAdoo with his strength of 2? Or is he going to pull Bo Wolf off the line to fill in the corner of the cage? It's going to be Scoops! Scoops pulling cage duty. He's not afraid. Turn number 9 for Vector Victor. They need to get this ball back, and they got to score. Not only do they have to score, they have to score twice. A tie's not going to cut it. A team has to win tonight if they want to have a shot at advancing to the semifinals. And Clyphia says this lineage of skinks is very, very brave. Yeah, they're serious business. Look at his eyes. Those are crazy eyes. He's seen some things. Defensive line's going to shift to the left a little bit. He's going to get in front of the cage. Decides to go toe-to-toe with the front of this cage. I don't like this personally. So he's going to eat a 2-die block coming back. Especially with an elf, I would have just stayed a space off and made the offense come to you. But I do recognize that if he wants to win, he's got to get aggressive. He's got to score 2 TDs in this half. I think the Ranger says, looks like he got punched in the left eye. It does. He's got a black eye. Vampire moves forward. Count Hectate von Karsten. Move the Vampire first and the thrower... I'm sorry, the Thrall second. 2-die blocks double skulls on the left hand... I'm sorry, on the right-hand side of this pitch. He decides to spend the TRR. He's down to 2. Doesn't get much out of the hit. But Brewski Skull Eater will be on the ground. Is he going to do anything else? He's got something to do with Chaosdwarf blocker. He might leave him where he is. Wow! Takes a 1-die block against the corner of the cage, and that's not going to work out. Hank the Wrench says Vector needs to be careful. If the Circus can open up a hole, it's trouble now. Yes, indeed. That block, that could have been, that might be the block that loses the game. We'll see. SPVer says it was either that or face the wrath of the bear next turn. I think he made a good call. He just knocks himself out to avoid a bear claw to the face. But not a donut. An actual bear claw. 2-die block in the right wide zone. This is going to be a good block. And pushes the Brett Blitzer. Well, I was going to say sets up for the surf. But the Brett Blitzer is going to be KO'd instead. 1-man player advantage goes to Berserk Circus. That is a key positional that is now off the pitch. One minute 4 seconds left for Berserk Circus. They are in very good shape here. Remember, both teams need a win if they want to stay alive in the competition. That puts Berserk Circus on very good footing right now. Vector Victor has to get the ball back, and they've got to score twice. They can't play for a draw. The Tame Bear, Professor Jefferson, shifts over to the right. Are we going to see a cage shift to the right? We might. All right, cage shifts to the right. This might be an opportunity for Vector Victor. If he can get 1 assist and then maybe... he'd have to take the blitz on the bear. I don't know if that's worth it. 2-die block. Back over to the left-hand side of the pitch. This would be a good knockdown. Saurus will take his free movement. He'll advance and follow up. Lots and lots of tie-ups. Filling out the cage over on the right-hand side of the pitch now. Berserk Circus trying to split apart this defense. Doing a pretty good job of it. Scoops McAdoo back in the cage, and now he's super duper protected. 1-die block over in the left wide zone. This will be a good block. This is against the Journeyman Hobgoblin. And the this was against a skilled blocker. This is against the second Brett Blitzer. He's going to get knocked down. He'll stay on the pitch, thankfully for Vector Victor. And that'll do it for turn 10 for Berserk Circus. Back to Vector Victor now. They've got to get this ball. They got to do something. SB Beaver says Scoops McAdoo is more protected than the ball carrier. Vector Victor shifts the catcher in front of the cage again. I don't like these tie-ups. I think he wants to stay a space away. He's just going to eat blocks this way. Vector Victor considering what to do with his defense. He needs to shuffle it and get back in front of this cage. Hank the Ranger says Scoops is a handoff threat now. He is indeed. Scoops has that MA of 8. Wow, he's all these tie-ups. I don't know if this is going to work out the way War Horseman wants it to work out. I think he wants his defense to stay off the cage, and he only wants to go in on the cage when he's going to take a blitz. Good dodge by the vampire. But he fails a dodge. The bear has prehensile tail. Does he spend? Oh, he spent the TRR. Oh, and he got KO'd for his troubles. And now the vampire is off the pitch. That's another key player. That was strength 4, AG 4. He's off the pitch. He's not looking good for Vector Victor. Turn 11 for Berserk Circus. Berserk Circus has an opportunity here to comfortably move down pitch. Cliffy says, was the vampire blitzing? I don't think so. I think he was just moving. And then he tried to dodge away from the bear, which might have been an error. Especially as the bear has prehensile tail. First order of business is to move the free players into position. 2 players in the left wide zone, they're going to get to move into position. He might take a... I don't know if he's going to take a blitz on the Brett Blitzer, but he might. He has 4 free players over in the right wide zone at the moment. And 4 TRRs. Cliffy says prehensile tail is the one that gives opponents -1 to dodge. Is that correct? That is correct. Unfortunately, Professor Jefferson fails his boneheaded roll. He, of course, will not spend the TRR due to loner. And now, what that means is not only does Professor Jefferson lose his action, but he loses his tackle zones. And he will... those tackle zones will remain lost until Professor Jefferson passes another boneheaded roll. So he's going to be it's going to remain lost for at least a turn. Vector Victor trying to get in on this cage. Oh, I'm sorry, Berserk Circus trying to block players away from this cage, ends up blocking a Chaosdorf blocker into the cage. It's like a 2-die block. It's a both standing result. He's going to spend the TRR. He didn't want to block with Scoops McAdoo. There we go. He still has the same 4 players all free. He's Got 17 seconds left to play. Blitz coming up. 2-die blitz. That'll work out due to the block skill. Blitzer's going to move downfield, I have to imagine. Yes, indeed. 13 seconds left. And I suppose we'll see the back two corners of the cages filled out here. Of the cage filled out here. Wow, does that mean Scoops McAdoo's going on the front of the cage? Yeah, he is. Wow. All right. Wow. Turn 11. So the catcher can now make a 1-die blitz. He's got to dodge first. But he can make a 1-die blitz against Mango Dare. Mango Dare has dodge, but not block. He stands up the catcher instead, so he's not going to blitz with the catcher. That's a problem. I don't know if he doesn't blitz with the catcher, which he's not doing. I don't know what he can do to get after this ball carrier. He can blitz with a thrall, I suppose. Two-die block on the left-hand side of the pitch. That's a push. Doesn't do a whole lot. It does free up the thrower. If he doesn't get after this ball carrier will score. If he doesn't blitz the ball carrier, I think Berserk Circus has to score. Wow, yeah, he takes the 1-die blitz with the Brett Blitzer, number 5 Brett Blitzer on the left-hand side of the line. That's going to be a dodge push. But even if he can get somebody in front of the ball carrier can just hand off to Scoops, and Scoops can score pretty easily. Well, you can hand off to anyone, really. .40 seconds left in turn number 11. Here comes the blitz. Dodge! Here we go! Failed the GFI. He's going to have to spend the TRR. But he's in the wrong space. Made it an uphill block, and it worked out! Oh my goodness! Well, it's a dodge push, but I thought it worked out. I thought this were attacker or defender down results. So it didn't work out. So he's in the wrong space here. The number 7 blitzer is giving the assist. If he was over here, it would have been a 1-die blitz. That's not going to work out, unfortunately. But that's what he had to do. So I think if we had this over to do again, he could have blocked with taking the block here, dodged to the block, and then GFI'd to get a player or two in front of the cage. Maybe these two guys in front of the cage. But that thrower is all but unless Nuffle has it out for them, Berserk Circus is going to go up 2-0 here. Turn 12. I think the only thing to do is to score. Well, no, he can take the block on the thrall. So really, double skulls is the only thing that's going to stop this from happening. 2-die block, good block. And that's it. Mango Dare to score. It'll be 2-0 Berserk Circus. Oh, is he going to stall? No, he's going to score. Well done. 2-0 Berserk Circus. And now Vector Victor is going to have a real tough time trying to win this game. Let's see if somebody comes back. Yes, Norse Lyman comes back on the pitch, and a Brett Blitzer comes back onto the pitch. But the vampire is going to stay out. He's taking a nap. He's tired. He's exhausted. He's played 5 weeks of Blood Bowl. He deserves some rest. Vector Victor is going to have another opportunity on offense here. He's got 5 turns left to try to score 3 TDs. It is unlikely, but it could happen. It can happen with a riot. He can get two turn TDs. That's the only option he has left. He's just gotta go full speed towards the end zone and pray to Nuffle if he wants to come out of this game ahead. Hank the Ranger demands deaths. We need deaths. 3-man line. Everybody else is off the line for Berserk Circus. Vector Victor putting everybody on the line. I think he needs 2 back to receive, but I mean, he can't waste any turns. Where's the kicker? Yeah, the kicker's still in good position, so the kicker's in play. If you're new to Blood Bowl, if you have a kicker, the kicker makes your kick more accurate. It halves the scatter of the kick. But he has to be in this square right here, and he can't be on the line. If he's in either wide zone or on the line, he can't kick. Clypheus demands death. Nuffle demands blood. Does Nuffle demand blood? Is that what Nuffle demands? Vector Victor with 2 players back to receive. Yeah, 3 players back to receive. He knows he's got to get this ball to score. This is War Horseman's first Blood Bowl competition in the league. And I think he's had a pretty good showing. Blood Bowl is a tough game. It doesn't look tough on the surface. You go, oh, I chucked some dice. But it's tough. You have a lot of agency in Blood Bowl, and a lot of decisions to make, and you're under a timer each and every turn to do it. You have 2 minutes, 16 times a game to make decisions. Brilliant coaching. Vector Victor gets an extra TRR. They need it. SP Beaver demands death for the horde. What? Clypheus says saying Blood Bowl is just chucking some dice is like saying poker is just drawing some cards. Indeed, that's a apt analogy. There's the pickup with the thrower. So I think he needs to get a throw off on this turn. Let's see if he gets up to here. It's quick, short, long bomb. He could throw it down to here. So he might not necessarily need to throw this turn, but he's got to get a catcher downfield this turn. Tyvium the Goblin with the raid. Thank you so much. What's up? Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League. Just playing some Blood Bowl. Both of these teams looking for a win. If they lose, they will be eliminated from the competition. Vector Victor. Cage is up here. The cage isn't going to do a lot of good here. Remember, if Vector Victor doesn't come out with a victory in this game, they will not be able to advance to the semifinals. They will not make the cut. They've got to score. They've got to get 3 2-turn TDs. They got to hope for a riot. They got to book down pitch. We'll see if War Horseman recognizes this or not. He's got to get that catcher down pitch. And then he's just got to pray to Nuffle and make sure that catcher stays alive. Tyvium the Goblin says, just played our weekly against Dwarves. Messed up in second, but still got the 1-0. Congratulations. SP Beaver is our resident dwarf player. Oh no, the catcher's not going to move down pitch. I think that might be it for Vector Victor. He can still try to draw the game out. If he gets a draw, then he'll eliminate both himself and Berserk Circus. Hank the Ranger says, I think Vector needs to score next turn to have a shot. Indeed he does, but nobody's in scoring position. He needed to move that catcher down pitch. Instead, he pulled the catcher back. Hank the Ranger follows up with, which he can't do now. Victor could still tie it. And if he does so, he'll eliminate Berserk Circus as well. Berserk Circus. Fourth quarter begins. Berserk Circus moves forward. They're going to get a tackle zone in the front left corner of this cage. Really nothing for them to do. They don't even need to get too aggressive here. They can just sort of kick back. They might be playing for TD differential at this point. Trying to increase their odds of making the top 4 cut. Hank the Ranger says they can just screen. Yeah, they can. But Berserk Circus, they have to win tonight, but they're still not in great shape to make the top 4, so he might be just trying to get as many TDs as he can to help secure his chances for breaking into the top 4 after week 6. 2-die block on the right-hand side of the line. Gets a knockdown out of it, not much else. The defensive line is going to move forward. They're going to cross center pitch. 1 minute left for Berserk Circus. All they have to do is stave off the draw. SP Beaver says if Victor could add some injuries, that may be helpful in the long run. That's true too. Wait, that's not true. That's helpful to whom? Clypheus is right. Helpful to whom? Who are you advocating for? The number 6 Norse lineman gets a push against the Elven catcher. Berserk Circus still getting aggressive here on defense. He wants to close this game out 3-0. Hank the Ranger says if I were either team, I would foul every turn. I agree. In fact, I said it in the pregame, but I really think Victor. I think maybe taking some bribes in the inducement phase would have been a good play, and then just trying to get that player count or that player advantage early, and squeak out a win, especially with his broken lineup going into this game. Fourth quarter begins for Victor. All they can really hope to do is play for a draw at this point, but they've got to score. They've got to score by turn 14? I guess they got to score by turn 15. But man, Berserk Circus has played a great game. Both Dead Fred and War Horseman, again, are new coaches to the league. They're new coaches to Blood Bowl, as far as I'm aware. And I think, there's a turning point for all coaches. And I think Dead Fred really had a fantastic game tonight. I think he's learned his team. I think he's learned his strategies and tactics, and has learned the game of Blood Bowl, and has done really well in this game. It was really fun to watch. Brett Blitzer gets a good block in front of the cage. Here comes the blitz by the Thrall. The vampire's not on the pitch, so what else is a Thrall to do? He's going to get a clean hit, but there is a sidestep, so we'll see where the Blitzer decides to lay prone. Blitzer's going to push back toward the line. Gets a stun. That's a decent stun, but again, I don't know what he's going to do. He can try to just jet down this sideline. Vector Victor is looking, looks like he's not even going to try to go down the sideline. Sends the catcher down the sideline, number 15. But he's got to be careful of the surf here. Ten seconds left in turn 13. Three seconds. Thrower moves down pitch. Turn 14 for Berserk Circus. Can he get a strength 4 player on the catcher? Well, he doesn't need to. So now, because he moved his thrower here, now if the blitz comes in from this square, that'll be a surf. So if you're new to the game of Blood Bowl, when you block a player and the player gets pushed, they get pushed into any one of the 3 spaces directly behind them. So if the block comes from here and you're blocking this player, they would get pushed to here, or these 2 missing spaces out of bounds. And if you were to push them out of bounds, you can't if they have a space they can go to. But because he closed that gap, now this catcher, Cleffy says, can he even get anywhere there though? Maybe. Cleffy says, how far away are those players at mid-pitch? The Saurus would need to dodge. He doesn't want to dodge with an AG of 1. The Berserker is fine. The Scoops McAdoo's fine. The number 7 Blitzer is fine as well, but that's a GFI. "30 seconds of play for Berserk Circus. They're not... No action here on turn 14. Hank the Ranger says Sars has rerolls. He does. 1 TRR remaining for every turn in the game for Berserk Circus. 10 seconds left. Oh, wow. So it looks like there might be a problem here. It looks like War Horseman's dropped off of Discord. Yeah, it looks like there might be a game issue. So he's going to have some time to get back into the game if he's having some network troubles. I don't remember how long it is. I think it's 2 minutes maybe. I don't remember. The game gives you some time to jump back in. But hopefully he can jump back in here. Berserk Circus looks like they're going to take this game, though. They're going to come out on top 2-0, and that's going to keep their dream alive of trying to come out or trying to make the top 4 cut for the Batter Bowl. Again, if you are unfamiliar with the way the Batter Bowl works, it's Swiss. It's 6 weeks of Swiss competition. Swiss means that the number 1 player will play the number 2 player, the number 3 player will play the number 4 player, and so on, with the caveat that no team will play each other twice. After 6 weeks, the top 4 teams will make the cut to a single elimination bracket where they will duke it out to be the Batter Bowl champion. The Batter Bowl is a fun mixed team competition that's in between seasons after the Batter Bowl. The Mid-Atlantic Mauling League Season 2 will start up. That's standard Blood Bowl rules using the LRB 6. They'll probably start up maybe a month or 2, maybe a month. I don't know. It'll start up, a few weeks after the Batter Bowl, and MAML seasons are 4 competitions, 3 open competitions, and then 1 invitational. All right, there we go. Segner's Loop back into the game. Clyfius asks, is the semifinals first against 4th and second against 3rd, or is it random pairings? No, it is seeded, so it'll be first against 4th and second against 3rd. So it's 3 open competitions. They're open to all coaches, veteran or new alike. You're not required to play in all three. You can hop in and out of competitions as you wish. But then the final game of the season, the Blood Bowl, is an invitational where all of the competition winners will be invited, and then at least one more team will be invited to duke it out to see who will be the league champion. Last season, our Dungeon Bowl had prize support. The winner of the competition won a Blood Bowl 3 key. Blood Bowl 3 due out in February, I think? It's been pushed a couple times. Number 13, Saris. He's going to move back into the left wide zone. $57 seconds left for Berserk Circus. A whole bunch of players to take some actions with. Wow. Scoops McAdoo. He is not afraid to get in to the action. 2-die block against the catcher. Here is the surf. And the ball scatters into the hands of the thrower for Vector Victor. Vector Victor with not much hope left. If they technically want to tie, then they've got to score by turn 15 and then hope for a riot. But otherwise, Vector Victor will be eliminated. But a good showing this competition. I'm glad to see new players getting into the game. It's been a lot of fun to watch War Horseman's journey. Hank the Ranger says, I dodged the thrower. Yeah, I mean, what else are you going to do? War Horseman will, of course, get one more game. They'll get week number 6 to play. He can do some damage to somebody else's team. But he will be eliminated. He will not be able mathematically to make the top 4 cut for the batter ball. Hank the Ranger says they have tackle, but still. Tackle schmackle is what I say. there will be no dodging for this thrower. Turn 14 for Vector Victor. Looking to get on the board somehow. Three turns left for Vector Victor. All right, there we go. Yeah, sending the blitzer, the Brett Blitzer, number 4, into the right wide zone. A GFI will put him in scoring position. Are we going to see a pass to the Brett Blitzer? Brett Blitzers do have the catch skill. They have an EG of 3. It's a positive dodge with the thrower to dodge back to the 6-yard line. And then he can move laterally and then just try for the pass. The pass would be a 1-2, 1-2. Looks like a long pass. Blitz with the thrall coming up. This is a blitz against the Norse lineman. He's only going to get a push out of it. Like it says, knock out the Saris first. Oh, did he follow up with the thrall? He followed up with the thrall, so the thrall's not going to get an assist on the Saris, which will mean this is only a 1-die block. He's just going to pass where he is. He's going to do a bomb. I think the Rangers, yeah, the Brett Blitzer does have Dauntless. Good pass. Good reception by the Brett Blitzer. There's that bomb pass. Good pass. Good catch. Well done. Good hit by the Chaos Dwarf blocker. Brett Blitzer is by no means safe, but what else are you going to do? Alright, he's going to get the 2-die block now on the Saurus. Dauntless or no. 6 seconds left. 2-die block's going to result in a push, unfortunately. He's not going to spend the TRR. He wants to save that TRR for a future turn, I guess. 1-die block against the Saurus. He's going to get the knockdown. That was by the Journeyman Hobgoblin. Just 2 turns remain in the game. Berserk Circus is up. They've got probably a 2-die blitz coming up against the Brett Blitzer. All by his lonesome. He can't even score on turn 15. He's too far out. SB Weaver says GFI blitz. I don't even think he needs to. The Brett Blitzer can't score, so just get in front of him, and then you can beat him up next turn. Cliffy says beating up Brett Blitzers is just mean. SB Beaver says, need? This is about showing respect to Nuffle. You're right, I apologize. I do not show enough respect to Nuffle. 1 minute to play for Berserk Circus. Not a whole lot has happened. They've moved their number 13 Saurus back in front of the Brett Blitzer. They're going to get a tackle zone on the Brett Blitzer. It looks like they're going to take the blitz. It's going to be a GFI blitz if they're taking it with the number 8 lineman. They will be skilled, though. The Tame Bear. He's going to move, reposition back to center pitch. Hank the Ranger lowered the GFI failure rate from 900% to 99%. Makes it possible. Clypheus brings up our blasphemy. Skilled blitzes are basically saying you don't trust a Nuffle. 2-die block is going to be both standing result. It's going to keep the drive alive over in the left wide zone. 20 seconds left for Berserk Circus. They're going to take the GFI blitz. Here we go. GFI worked out. And it's going to be either a both standing result or a push. Which one does he want to take? I think he's going to spend it. Wow. I think I would have left the both standing result, but he's going to spend it. He's going to push the Brett Blitzer back a space and get a tackle zone in front of him. Fair enough. One die block over in the left wide zone. He's just going to beat up on this poor Elven thrower. And he gets stunned, and it's probably for his own good. Well, we'll see. Neither team, or both teams, have been reluctant to foul in this game. But, man, I'd just throw a foul at the thrower. Hank the Ranger says, what does Scoops do? Scoops is going to move back to center pitch. He's going to try to get into the action here on turn 16. But first up, turn 15 for Vector Victor. Vector Victor cannot win this game at this point. But they're just looking to go out with some grace. Take some hits, maybe score a TD. Not Pips isn't doing anything, Cliffy says. He's not a hero like Pips Fippy. You don't know that? He might be more of a hero than Pips Fippy. We have yet to see his heroism in action. The number 5, Brett Blitzer. Clotaire the Old, he moves to the 12-yard line. The number 11, Thrall, he gets behind the defense here on the right wide zone. Failed GFI by the Chaos Dwarf blocker. Vector Victor with no TRRs remaining. Just under a minute to play in turn 15. Vector Victor, what do they do? They might just dodge out the Brett Blitzer and put him right here. 2-die block back of the line. That'll work out due to the block skill. Well done. Hobgoblin stays on the pitch. Not. Oh, no, it wasn't. All these teams are yellow, man. Everybody's yellow. The Hobgoblin failed the block. Now it's turn 16 for Berserk Circus. Tame Bear fails the bone-headed roll. He'll just hang out at center pitch for the rest of the game. So Berserk Circus still has a game to play here. They don't want to give up a TD. They want to come out of this game +2 with the TD differential, as TD differential is the first tiebreaker. Hank the Ranger roots for the yellow team. Can't go wrong if you root for the yellow team. A minute 20 left for Berserk Circus in this game. Provided there's not a riot. SB Beaver said should have made a bet for will the yellow team win. You should have made a poll. Which color will win? Scoops. Scoops is going to get in and give an assist here. Scoops McAdoo, an assist on the Blitzer. Here we go. 1-die blitz is going to be a push result. Oh, I'm sorry, 1-die block. He still has a blitz on the table. Can he get a blitzer there? He can, technically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. 2 GFI blitz, maybe? Or if he just wants to dodge. SP Beaver says that wasn't an assist, it was in a tackle zone. Yeah, good call. Number 11, Thrall gets stunned. It's just a boxing match at this point. So the Brett Blitzer receiver has been left standing. Still has a blitz on the table. Here comes the blitz. Who's it going to be on? 2-die blitz against the Chaos Dwarf blocker. No fouls. Look at these gentlemen. Frenzy follow-up, but he's not going to get much out of this. Nobody fouling. Wow. Such class. The number 4 Berserker takes his frenzy follow-up and then moves away because he can. Lifey says you always wait until turn 17 to foul. The rest of Berserk Circus looks to be shifting to the right. Good block on the number 10 Thrall. He's going to stay on the pitch. 3 seconds left. That'll do it. So now, Vector Victor. 1 chance to score. They can throw the ball or hand off the ball to the number 5 Blitzer. The Blitzer can try to dodge to score. That's the game right now. We'll see. We'll see if Vector Victor wants to try it. But Berserk Circus is going to be tonight's winner. 1 minute, 29 seconds left in the game. Victor, maybe, wow! Tried to dodge blitz. That's going to be the end of the game. 2-0. That's the final. Berserk Circus wins tonight's game, and they stay alive in the competition. GG's to both coaches. Victor was able to hold on to the ball in the second half, but, was able to hold on the ball once they got it in the second half, but really just couldn't convert anything from it. They had a lot of decent yardage, but just really couldn't protect the ball. I think it was a mistake in the beginning of the game to pull so many players back. But, I got to say, for both being new coaches, one of the things I really like about this game, I love this game, and I like watching new coaches grow and improve. And there's no better way to do that than to watch them play from game 1 to game 5 and to watch them get better. And both these coaches have done just that. So congratulations to Berserk Circus for the win, but congratulations to both coaches for coming out to play and really learning the game of Blood Bowl and taking that knowledge and improving. Like, it's been super fun to see. And man, I gotta say, these new coaches are so much better than I was when I started playing the game. Berserk Circus is gonna walk away tonight with 12 SPP. Victor with 8. It's not gonna matter too much. Victor does still get one more game. They're gonna get week 6 to play, but they are mathematically eliminated from the competition. We can take a look at the standings really quick. These are not updated, but Berserk Circus is going to move ahead with 6 points. They're going to go up to 6-6 on the TD count with a 0 TD differential. So they're going to be just under News Team 6 in 7th place. They're going to stay alive in the competition. Victor with 3 points, they will be eliminated. But again, I'm super glad these coaches come out and play. Blood Bowl's a tough game to play, but it's so much fun, and I hope they have as much fun playing the game as we do watching it. I sound like a broken record, but it's just, there's so much agency in Blood Bowl, and so you're given so much freedom as a coach to play the team as you see fit, and that's accentuated in league play, right? When season 2 begins, watching how coaches specialize their positionals, watching how they change their tactics and strategies as TVs increase, is really, really interesting, and it's a really fun part of the game. So once again, congratulations to Dead Fred and Berserk Circus for their win. They're going to stay alive. We'll take a look at the schedule really quick before we leave. There are 2 games left in week 5. News Team 6 at It's All Ball Bearings. That will be tomorrow, Friday, September 10th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That'll be a live stream. As always, pregame starts 10 minutes before that game start time. So pregame will start at 8:20 p.m. and the stream will go live 25 minutes before the game start time. So the stream will go live at 8:05 p.m. The Circuit City Cadavers and Fire Pants are the final game to be played this week. They have yet to schedule, but once they do, you will be able to check out the schedule here on Twitch or on Twitter or on Facebook, and you can see the commands for that right there on your screen. I hope you guys had a ton of fun tonight. I had a blast. Play Blood Bowl. It's super duper fun. And we will see you here tomorrow night for News Team 6 at It's All Ball Bearings. Have a good night, guys.